Uh-huh. Okay. So, what was our earlier discussion, ma? These are the things we have discussed earlier, right? So, what is meant by cost as well as what is meant by costing and cost accounting, right? So, I think if I'm not wrong, yesterday I told you that tomorrow, that means today, we are going to start cost sheet. Okay. So, before we'll start with cost sheet, let's have a quick discussion with respect to some terminologies. What are those terminologies? Important terminologies are basically two: production overheads, selling overheads, administrative overheads, distribution, marketing. These things I am going to tell you in cost sheet. So there are certain things which these are the 2 points, 11 and 12. 11 and 12. So cost allocation and cost apportionment. Cost allocation as well as cost apportionment. So basically, what is the difference between cost allocation and cost apportionment? These are the things you must know before solving the problems with respect to cost sheet. Cost allocation, cost apportionment. Listen carefully. The main difference between cost allocation and cost apportionment, in the both the given cases, we are going to distribute the cost. We are going to distribute the cost. But the major difference between these two cases is cost allocation and cost apportionment. Major difference between these two cases is, in first scenario, that means in cost allocation scenario, the cost will be traceable. How much the cost should be apportioned, how much the cost should be allocated, this is the traceable item. Say for example, yesterday we have discussed a simple example with respect to three of your friends went to a cinema hall through a Rapido auto, and the Rapido auto charge is 90 rupees. What is the per head cost? 30 rupees simply. So how it has been arrived? 90 rupees is the total expenditure, 3%. So ultimately it becomes 30 rupee per head. So this is directly traceable. Being this is directly traceable, it is very simple for us to allocate the cost. What is the total expenditure? 90. How many cost items or cost centers are there? 3 cost centers or 3 cost items. So 90 by 3 gives rise to 30, simple. So this is cost allocation. So in case of cost allocation, the cost centers are easily traceable and we can divide the cost or we can distribute the cost in a direct way. Sir, what is the major difference between cost allocation and cost apportionment? Listen carefully. Cost allocation. So what we did in the cost allocation, being the cost center, directly traceable, directly traceable. What we did is simply allocated the cost. Okay, so in case of cost allocation, what we did, being the cost center is directly traceable, it is clearly identifiable. What we did, we simply allocated the cost, or we simply distributed the cost. Distributed the cost. Where in case of cost apportionment, where in the case of cost apportionment, in case of cost apportionment, the cost centers are not directly traceable. We don't know which cost need, how much cost needs to be allocated to which cost center. Sir, tell me an example, sir. Say for example, five of your friends went to a restaurant. Each of the given five members, the appetite means able to eat. Each of the given five members' appetite is different. Some people will eat a lot. Some people won't eat much. Some people eat expensive items in non-vegetarian dishes. Some people eat only economical items. That means which are very pocket friendly or budget friendly. Okay, so ultimately, five of your friends went to a restaurant, and the ultimate bill amounts to 2,500. Ultimate bill amounts to 2,500. 2,500. So at that point of time, you never think about the distribution of cost. Say for example, you are on a trip, some Arunachalam or Tirupati or Goa or Pondicherry, somewhere around you went for a trip, and this is the food bill for five members. Food bill for how many members? Five members. So my question is, are these five members eat in a similar way or in a equal way? No. Few members eat a lot. Few members eat very, very limited quantities. Few members eat non-vegetarian. Few members eat only vegetarian. Like this, the ultimate bill amounts to 2,500, and you don't have any sort of information with respect to how much dish cost. The data of the dishes cost is not available with you currently. Means 2,500 expenses you have paid through PhonePe. You have only that kind of information. You don't have any information with respect to the dishes list and who ate which dish. Say for example, you ate vegetarian, but what kind of dishes you ate, you also don't know, I also don't know. That person eat non-veg, information not available. That person information also not available. Then what we are going to do? Actually, if information is available, we will distribute the cost accordingly. Say for example, I have clear information with respect to this person. Mr. X ate some vegetarian dishes, and I have the data with respect to the prices also. Then what I'll simply do? I'll distribute the cost according to his appetite, his consumption. So cost should be, this is one important point. This is a very important point. Read out carefully. Cost should be charged on consumption basis, but not in any general basis. This is the general rule. This is the general rule applicable in costing. Cost should always be charged on what basis? Consumption basis, but not on any general basis. Say for example, I have implemented one different basis in this case. So this different basis, I can't apply this same thing to all other cases. So if information available, we have to distribute in one way. If information is not available, we have to distribute in another way. So we have to work like that. So in major cases, as a general rule, we have to follow this statement. What is this statement says? What does this statement says? Cost should be always charged on what basis? Consumption basis. If you consume more, you should be charged with more cost. If you consume less, you will be charged with less cost. If you consume in a moderate way, that means a medium way, you will be charged with a medium way. This is the general rule. And we have to follow the general rule in this case also. 5 members went for a restaurant and the total bill amounts to 2500. We have to charge on which basis? Just now we studied na consumption basis. That means if you consume more, you will be charged with high price. If you consume less, you will be charged with less cost or less price. So in that way we have to follow. But where is the information? We know only part information. 5 people went to a restaurant and the total bill amounts to 2500. We only have that kind of information. Which person eats which dish? What is the price of that dish? We don't have that kind of information. Then what we are going to do? We are going to distribute the cost, or we are going to apportion the cost in a indirect way. This indirect costs are not traceable. Costs are not traceable. Here what happened? Costs are directly traceable. Costs are directly traceable. The given case, costs are not directly traceable. We don't have information. We don't know how to allocate the cost. So now we have to follow cost apportionment rule. Cost apportionment. So in the both cases, in cost allocation cases, in cost apportionment case, what we are going to do? You are going to distribute the cost only. You are not going to do anything other than the division. In the cost allocation and in the cost apportion, you are going to do the same thing. What you are going to do? You are going to divide the cost. Or in simple, we can say you are going to distribute the cost. You are going to do what? Distribute. But in case of cost allocation, being the information is directly available, you will simply allocate the cost. But in case of cost apportionment, you will be furnished with lack of information, or you don't have correct and accurate information. Then in that case, what you are going to do? You are not going to do allocation. You are going to do apportionment. You are going to do what, ma? Apportionment. So in simple, we can say 2500 should be divided among 5 persons. How much it will be? 500 per each. Now some students will get doubt. Sir, in the case of in the given previous example case only, we did the same thing, na? 90 divided by 3. In the current case also, we are doing the same thing, 2500 divided by 5. So what is the major difference between these two cases? Some students will get doubt. That is why I have clearly explained. In the both cases, what you are going to do? You are going to divide. Simply you are going to distribute. But the major difference is, in case of allocation, you are going to distribute in a scientific way. Why? Because there is an information available with you. Okay. Whereas in case of apportionment, there is no full and final information. On general basis, on some any basis, you are going to divide the cost. Frankly speaking, per person charged with how much, ma? 500. Do you really think everybody in those 5 members group justified for that 500 rupee cost? You may eat more. The actual bill allocated must be 700 or 800 for you, but you will charge with 500 only. He eat very less, and that too he ate only vegetarian dishes. The total cost must be 150, around 200. But how much you are bearing? 500. This is the difference. This is the disadvantage in apportionment. Why? Because there is no clear cut information. In case of cost apportionment, we will simply divide. Being cost centers are not directly traceable. If the cost centers are directly traceable, we will do apportionment or allocation. Allocation. Why? Because information is clearly available. Information is clearly available. So for your understanding purpose, I will simply modify another example apart from Rapido Auto example. Share Auto is the best example for cost allocation. Which auto? Share Auto, the best example for cost allocation. Listen carefully. Auto started from SR Nagar. Auto is going till Miapur. You boarded that auto. Boarded that auto till you have to go till ESI hospital. You have to go till just ESI hospital. You. Okay. And after few minutes, hardly 1 minute, after passing 1 minute, after you boarded the auto, and after passage of 1 minute, these two persons boarded the auto, and these two persons should go till KPHB. KPHB. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. What is your destination? ESI hospital. Your both destination will be we will do one thing. This person is going till KPHB and that person is going till Miapur. Miapur. So among these three persons, who will be charged less? You will be charged less. Why? Because after SR Nagar, the next destination will be ESI. Being you traveled for very short distance, you will be charged with very less. So let's take a simple example. X, Y, Z. Or we will take your names. What is your name, ma? Udbhav, Akash, Sai. God bless you. My name is Sai. Okay. So Udbhav has to go till sorry, ESA, right? Oh, sorry. All these three persons boarded at same point, SR Nagar only. Okay. Udbhav has to go till SA hospital and Akash has to go till KPHB and Sai has to go till, say for example, Patancheru. Last point, Patancheru. Okay. So out of these three, listen carefully. You three persons boarded the same auto. Three persons boarded the same auto. Listen carefully. In order to reach the final destination, what is the final destination? Patancheru. So from SR Nagar to Patancheru, the fuel consumption for the auto will be somewhere around 250 rupees. Or we'll simply assume it as 300 rupee. What is the final destination, ma? For auto, what is the final destination? Patancheru. From where it is starting? SR Nagar. So from SR Nagar to Patancheru, what is the fuel cost for auto? How many persons boarded the auto? 3 persons. How many persons boarded the auto? 3 persons. Now I am the auto driver. This person just dropped off at ESI hospital. You will be at KPHB and that person at Patancheru. Now I am going to demand 100 rupee from that person. Are you going to give me 100 rupee? Yeah. What 10 rupee? 100 rupee. So my cost is 300 rupee. My cost from SR Nagar to Patancheru is 300 rupee. So if I allocate 300 rupee for 3 persons, it will be around 100 rupee for each person. So I should charge 100 rupee from each person. Then only I will be profitable. Otherwise I will be in loss. So that is why I am going to charge 100 rupee for that person, 100 rupee for this person, 100 rupee from this person. Is it allowed to do so? Yeah. Excellent. These 3 persons are different cost centers. You are a cost center, you are a cost center, and he is a cost center. At which cost center I am expending more my resources or more my money? For that cost center, I am expending more of my resources or more of my money. Yesterday, we learned about the cost. Cost is nothing but the cost may be incurred in a monetary way or in a non-monetary way. For non-monetary way, we learned an example with respect to teakwood tree, which my grandfather planted 40-50 years ago. Remember? Okay, so cost is nothing but cost is the amount of money we expend or resources we utilize to produce the product or to render the services or to acquire the asset. Now I am rendering service. What I am going to do? I am rendering a service for how many cost centers? 3 cost centers. But I am expending more of my money, or I am expending more of my resources for that cost center. So I should charge more money from that cost center as per rule. As per rule. So if I have clear cut information regarding with respect to cost centers, so what is your destination and dropping, what is your boarding point and dropping point, your boarding point, dropping point, boarding point, dropping point. If I know if I know the information clearly, I am going to divide the budget in a scientific way. Say for example, the ultimate destination is Patancheru, right? For that I am expending 300 rupees, right? Listen carefully. For this purpose, maybe I am going to charge some 30 rupees from Udbhav and 70 rupees from Akash and remaining 200 rupees from Sai. Is this the scientifical method or the scientifical method? First one is the scientifical method. So listen carefully. When we are going to do first thing and when we are going to do the second thing means, if we have a clear cut information and direct traceability with respect to the cost and cost centers, we are going to do this thing. We are going to do this thing. If we don't have any sort of information with respect to costs and cost centers, and cost centers are directly not traceable, then we are going to do. Okay, so in technical way, doing this thing will be called as cost allocation, and in the technical way, doing this thing will be called as cost apportionment. Cost apportionment. So this is with respect to cost allocation and cost apportionment. Are we clear with this thing? So why I am taking a separate time for the discussion with respect to cost allocation and cost apportionment means these are the things which we are going to apply in a practical way in coming sessions. At that time, I won't tell you again. I'll simply say cost apportionment. I'll simply say cost allocation. You should be able to catch my point. Clear? Cost center means the center or item which is responsible for the expenditure. Say for example, listen carefully. Say for example, you are a cost center in your family. Your father is spending some money on you for your expenses, for your food, for your education and all. You have brothers or sister? Brother, elder brother, younger brother? Elder brother. So in your family, you are a cost center and he is a cost center. But the cost, you both are consuming expenditure from your father only. Why? Because you both are not doing any sort of jobs, right? You are studying and your elder brother also studying, if I'm not wrong. But say for example, your elder brother is studying BTech in Geetham's college and you are studying CMA in our college. Listen carefully. In order to study your elder brother, your father is expending 5 lakhs per annum, or your father investing how much? 5 lakhs per annum. And for food expenses and travel expenses, another 2 lakhs will be there. 5 plus 2 how much? 7 lakhs. That means your father is spending how many resources? 7 lakhs monetary resources on your elder brother. But when it comes to your case, 2 lakhs for traveling and food and 1 lakh for fee. 2 plus 1 how much? 3 lakh. From your father point of view, you are a cost center and your brother is a cost center. And as a cost center, you are demanding 3 lakhs per annum and your brother is demanding 7 lakhs per annum. For understandability purpose, I have taken this example. In company level, listen carefully. In company level, your father is the ultimate company and you are a branch. Say for example, you are a marketing department and your brother is production department. And if you have any sister, she is a HR department. So likewise in company, too many departments will be there. Every department is every one cost center. Each and every departments, or else each and every cost center demands different costs. Production department usually demands more expense. Marketing departments also demand more expenses. Selling and distribution comparatively less expense. HR department less expense. So likewise, there is no hard and fast rule that every production department demands high expenses. Every marketing department demands low expenses. No hard and fast rule like that. In general purpose, I am saying. Okay, every cost center. So likewise, are you understand about cost center? So each and every cost center. So in cost allocation, and in cost apportionment, we have to do these things. Okay, where I have written. So cost apportion means directly traceable or not directly traceable. What you are going to do when cost centers are not directly traceable, you are going to simply divide. That division will be called as apportionment. The division will be called as what, ma? Apportionment, not appropriation. Okay. Okay. This is the basic discussion with respect to cost allocation. So I think students are able to understand the difference between cost allocation and cost apportionment. If information readily available or cost centers are directly traceable, what we are going to do? Cost allocation. No information available or not directly traceable, apportionment. Hmm. So this is points 11 and 12. Points 11 and 12. So just a minute. So listen carefully. Cost allocation. Read out the point. When items of cost are identifiable directly with some products or departments, such costs are charged to such cost centers. See, directly. This is the important thing. Directly with some products or departments, such costs are charged to cost centers. No hesitation. We will simply, being the cost center is directly available, we'll take that. Okay. So cost apportionment, listen carefully. When items of cost cannot be directly charged to or accurately identifiable with any cost centers, they are prorated. Prorated means distributed. They are prorated or distributed among the cost centers on some predetermined basis. On what basis? Somewhat there we will take some basis. On some basis we will distribute. Okay. So listen carefully. I think there is a problem with respect to a practical problem has been given with respect to this cost. This one I have to discuss after 11 and 12, 13, 14 points also I should discuss. cost absorption as well as under absorption, over absorption. Cost absorption as well as under absorption, over absorption. Listen carefully. When this kind of problems we will arise, or when we will face this kind of issues, listen carefully. There is a company called X Limited. What is the name of the company? X Limited. So X Limited purchase a machinery. X Limited purchase machinery. And the production capability of that machine is 40,000 units per annum. 40,000 units per annum. So what is the capability of the machine, ma? 40,000 units per annum. Per annum means 1 year. So in a given year, how many units will be produced by using the machine? 40,000 units. Listen carefully. The mission cost is 4 lakhs. Mission cost is 4 lakh rupee. 4 lakh rupee. So now the company decided that, sir, we have invested 4 lakh, or we have spent our resources. Spending resources means what? Cost. So we have spent our resources to the tune of 4 lakhs for the purchase of this machine. Very important. Listen carefully. How many resources, how many monetary resources we have spent on the mission? 4 lakh worth of resources we have spent. 4 lakh worth of resources. Listen carefully. So what is the capacity, or what is our intended production plan with the mission? We intended to produce 40,000 units per annum. Per annum. Listen carefully. So ultimately, we are going to use this mission for coming 5 years. For coming 5 years. Listen carefully. 5 years. So how many units you are going to produce by using this machine? 2 lakhs. 40,000 into 5, how much? 2 lakhs. So you are going to produce how many units, ma? 2 lakhs units by using this machine in its entire life. Sir, after producing 2 lakhs units, what will happen to the machine? The machine life is over. The machine will be dismantled, or the machine will be sold as scrap. The machine will be no longer useful. There is a capacity for machine. Say for example, if you purchase bike, generally the life will be estimated with respect to years as well as with respect to running capacity. Say for example, generally no bike will run for more than 2 lakh kilometers. You run after 2 lakh kilometers, it will cost enormous amounts of money in the name of repairs and maintenance. In general, that is why if you observe in odometer, numbers will be there, na? Only 5 digits will be there. 99,999. After 1 lakh, you have to reset. Even though reset, another maximum, another 1 lakh kilometers it may run. After that, engine will be collapsed. You still want to run the machine, you have to spend several amount of money in the name of repairs and maintenance. In general, we will call it as head motor repair. Or some, if you observe on roads, some white smoke or kind of black smoke will appear from, come from bikes. It means the engine is no longer useful. The capacity of the engine is completely exhausted. But that guy is still running the machine. That is why if traffic police found out that kind of vehicles, they will immediately seize. Why? Because FC is not there. Fitness certificate is not there. Okay. So that is for each and every machine there is a capacity. Likewise, our mission also have capacity to produce how many units, ma? 2 lakh units. 2 lakh units. We intended to produce 40,000 units per annum. So it means we are going to use the mission for coming 5 years. For coming 5 years. Listen carefully, very important. Okay. So what is the total cost of the mission? 4 lakh. So by using the entire life of the mission, how many units we are going to produce? 2 lakh units. So we decided to charge 2 rupee per unit as depreciation. 2 rupee per unit as depreciation of the mission. If we able to produce 2 lakhs units, 2 lakhs units into 2 rupee, how much ma? 4 lakh. The total cost will be recovered na? How much we spent for mission? 4 lakh. 2 lakhs into 2, 4 lakh completely spent. Listen carefully. 2 per unit as depreciation we are going to charge. We decided to charge. Listen carefully. Page over. Start in a frame. Okay. So listen carefully. What is the depreciation rate ma? 2 rupee per unit we are going to charge. The actual data came out like this. On year 1, we produced 40,000 units. Year 2, we produced 42,000 units. On year 3, we produced 36,000 units. Year 4, we produced 30,000 units. Year 5, we produced 40,000 units. Clear? Listen carefully. We decided to charge how much? 2 rupee per unit, right? So in first year, how many units has been produced? In first year, how many units has been produced? 40,000 units. 40,000 into 2 rupee each means 80,000. So we recovered 80,000. Okay. So in year 2, 42,000 units has been produced. 42,000 into 2 rupee means 84,000 rupee we charge as depreciation. 36,000 into 2 means 72,000. 30,000 into 2, 30,000 as depreciation. 40,000 into 2, 80,000 as depreciation. Listen carefully now. In first year, there is no under absorption and there is no over absorption. The depreciation has been charged correctly. 80,000. We have spent 4 lakh and we have decided to produce 40,000 units per annum. 2 lakhs, 40,000 units per annum, and ultimately we are going to produce 2 lakh units in entire life. So we have to recover 4 lakh from the mission before the end of 5 years. Okay. So on an average, we have to recover 80,000 per annum. Why? Because if we able to recover 80,000 per annum, 80,000 into 5, how much ma? 80,000 into 5, how much? 4 lakhs. What is the cost of the mission? 4 lakhs. So it will be better for us. The complete depreciation will be entirely covered. Listen carefully. So in each year, how much we need to charge? 80,000. First year, how much we charge? 80,000. Congratulations. Claps. We are succeeded to recover depreciation in a successful way in year 1. In year 2, we able to recover 84,000. 84,000. That means over absorption. Okay. We should recover 80,000, but we able to recover 84,000. Okay, no problem. Over absorption. In year 3, we able to recover only 72,000. Only 72,000. This is what we call under absorption. How much you need to recover from year 3? 80,000. How much you are able to recover? 72,000. It means under absorption or over absorption? Under absorption. I will give you a simple rule. So this is the actual amount of money you should recover in the name of depreciation. So let's find out the differences each year. Okay, so listen carefully. In first year, how much you need to recover, ma? How much you need to recover? 80,000, and you have recovered 80,000. So what is the difference? 0. So 0. No under absorption, no over absorption. Okay. In year 2, how much you need to recover? 80,000. How much you have recovered? 84,000. It means over recovery. How much over recovery? 4,000 over absorption. 4,000 over absorption. And in year 3, how much you need to recover? 80,000. But how much you have recovered? 72,000. It means under absorption or over absorption? Under absorption. How much? 8,000 under absorption. 8,000 under absorption. Okay. Next one. How much you are supposed to recover? 80,000. And how much you have actually recovered? 60,000. Again, 20,000 under absorption. Under absorption. 20,000. Okay. Next, in year 5 also, how much you should recover? 80,000. How much you are able to recover? 80,000. So, no under absorption, no over absorption. Okay. So, we will allocate plus sign for over absorption and minus sign for under absorption. Okay. So, if we calculate, what is the net figure, ma? Minus 20, minus 8, minus 28. Minus 28 plus 4. It means minus 24,000. Minus 24,000. So, it means how much we have invested for the mission? 4 lakh. Out of this 4 lakh, we are able to recover only 3,76,000. And we are unable to recover this 24,000. How much we have spent in the name of mission? So, how much under absorption has happened? 24,000. It means how much you are able to recover? Use calculator. 3,76,000. I have already informed everybody yesterday's class only. What I have told you guys to carry? Calculator. You have to carry. From tomorrow onwards, you should also carry Sai. Okay. So, listen carefully. Watch the screen. How much you have spent for mission? How much net under absorption happened? 24,000. That means you will be able to you are able to recover only 3,76,000. So you spent 4 lakh. You spent, but you have recovered only 3,75,000. 3,76,000, and 24,000 is under absorb. Under absorption is not a good sign for the company. Not a good sign for the company. Why? Because company spent the money, but company not able to recover the money. Company spent the money, but company not able to recover the money. It will cause losses to the company. It will cause losses to the company. Say for example, you 3 guys went to restaurant, and these 2 guys said to you that you pay the bill first, we'll give at a later point of time. 3 members bill amounts to 900 rupee. 900 rupee. So, being you are in a notion that these 2 guys will reimburse you at a later point of time, by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, after 1 week, they will give the money. They said only. That is why on a confident note, you paid the whole bill. How much is the whole bill? 900 rupees. You only paid the whole bill. 2 days passed, 5 days passed, 1 month passed, 2 months passed. No one is giving money to you. And you are hesitating to ask the money from your friends. Then what will happen? These people are not giving money and you are not able to ask the money. You have spent the money, but you are unable to recover the money. This is what we call under absorption. So for 3 of you, the bill is 900. On an average, your bill is 300. So your 300 is justified. What about remaining 600? You are unable to recover. You are unable to recover. So that 600 will amount to under absorption. That is your loss only, right? Ultimately, it is causing loss to you. In the same way, under absorbed overheads will cause loss to the company. Under absorption is not a good case or not a good scenario. In under absorption case, companies tend to lose the money. Companies tend to lose the money. Are we clear? Okay. So this is all with respect to under absorption, over absorption. In simple, we can calculate, use calculator and use calculator and count the money, count the total. This one. 3,76,000. The same figure which replicates this figure, right? Right. The case. Okay. So in the discussed practical scenario, there is a problem. Shall we solve that problem? Right. Listen carefully. With respect to under absorption and over absorption, there is a problem. Your material will solve that problem. I can give that problem as homework also, but it would be better for us if we able to solve the problem in classroom itself. Listen carefully. Read out the first problem. As under. Okay. So they are furnishing data with respect to a company called which company ma? M&Q company. Okay. This is estimated budget data. Estimation. We also estimated in the previous example that if we able to recover 2 rupee per unit, we will recover whole thing. That means this is all your imagination, your estimation. This is not the actual result. This is your estimation. Okay. Next. Production overhead is estimated how much, ma? 3,40,000. Machine hours 1,70,000. Direct labor hours 16,500. First of all, there is a simple rule in costing, or there is a simple rule in practical problems. First of all, you should read and understand the problem first. Don't be in a hurry to solve the problem. It will lead to unnecessary complications and wrong answers. First of all, try to absorb the problem, absorb the data given in the problem. After understanding, we will be able to solve the problem. Listen carefully. No. This is with respect to which department, ma? Mission department. There is another department, finishing department. With respect to finishing department also, you study. We will do one thing. First of all, we will finish mission department. Next, we will come to finishing department. Okay. Now we are studying or we are reading actual results with respect to which department? Machining department. Production overheads incurred how much, ma? Listen carefully. What we have planned? 3,40,000. What is the actual result? 3,60,000. That means over expenditure, under expenditure. I'm not talking about absorption. We are not talking about absorption. The plan expenditure is 340. but the actual expenditure is 360. That is, we exceeded our budget. We exceeded our budget. Say for example, from which place you are coming to college? Miapur. Oh, you are coming from Miapur. So from Miapur you are coming to college. By placing 100 rupee in your pocket, you thought that 50 rupee for going to college and 50 rupee for coming back to home. You planned like that. But an unplanned expenditure happened, and in one way only 100 rupee went. This is overexpend. As per your plan, what must be the actual expenditure? 50 plus 50, 100 rupee. But more than 100 incurred. In the same way, machining department planned 3,40,000, but the actual expenditure came out as 3,60,000. Came out as 3,60,000. Clear, Amma? Next one. Mission hours. Planned mission hours, how much? That is planned mission hours, but the actual mission hours 1,50,000. And direct labor hours 16,500 and 18,290. We have planned direct labor hours as 16,500, but the direct labor hour came to 18,290 labor hours view. In direct labor hours also, we exceeded our budget. In general, companies, what they will do, they will pay to employees, they will pay to laborers on hourly basis. They will decide some 100 rupee per hour. If you work for 6 hours today, how much you will get? 600. If you work for 9 hours, 10 hours, 1000. This way the payment will be given. For the production, what is the budget? 16,500 hours is the budget hours. But how many hours actually consumed? 18,290. Say for example, if 100 rupee per hour is there, for example purpose I am saying, 100 rupee per hour is there, 16,500 into 100, how much? 1,65,000. Sorry, 16,500, 16,50,000, 16,50,000. But the actual expenditure came out as 18,29,000. So 16.5 lakhs is your actual budget, but 18,29,000 is your actual expenditure. That is, you have exceeded your expenditure. Okay, this is the data with respect to which department, ma? Machining department. Okay, read out the next point. No. What you are studying? Finishing department. Okay, read. This is your budget. Okay, next, what is the actual expenditure? 1,29,400. Again, you exceeded. Next one, mission hours. But that means mission hours has not been utilized that much. We have used less mission hours only. Next one. But we have used 44,100. 44,100. Okay. Next. Read the given data. It is the company policy to use mission hour rate to absorb production overheads in machining department. It means in machining department, what you are going to, on what basis you are going to charge expenses by using mission hours. By using what, ma? Mission hours. Okay. Labor intensive. So the finishing department is more labor intensive. Labor intensive means more number of workers are working in that company. Labor intensive. More and more number of laborers are working in that company. So labor intensive, and therefore labor hours rate is considered as more appropriate overheads absorption rate. It means what you need to do in case of machining department, you should consider mission hours to charge the money. Whereas in case of In case of another department is there na, finishing department. In case of finishing department, what you need to do? Labor hours you have to follow. Okay, listen carefully. This is the beautiful concept. Listen carefully. What is the estimated expenditure? 3,40,000. What is this department? Machining department. In machining department, what we need to, how we need to charge overheads? By using machine hours or labor rate? Machine hours. In machining department, you have to use machine hours. In finishing department, we have to use labor hours. Clear? Listen carefully. What is our production overheads budget? 3,40,000. What are the machine hours? 1,70,000. 1,70,000. So for machining department, we have to use machine hours only, right? Who told you the point? In problem only, he clearly mentioned that we have to use machine hour rate to absorb production overheads. He clearly mentioned, that is why we are using. He only mentioned, that is why we are using. Okay, so 3,40,000 for 1,70,000 means per hour, how much rate came? 3,40,000 divided by 1,70,000, 2 rupees. How much? 2 rupees. So now we have to charge 2 rupee for actual machine hour. So actual machine hours came up to 1,50,000. 1,50,000 into 2, how much ma? 3 lakhs. 1,50,000 into 2 is equal to 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Okay. What is our actual expenditure? 3,60,000. 3 lakh. How much we are able to recover? 3 lakh. What is in deficit? You 3 guys went to restaurant. Huh? 3 guys went to restaurant. How much you spend? 900. What is your actual bill? 300. These 2 guys pay the money. Didn't pay the money. So what is your loss? In the same way. In the same way. What is your actual expenditure? 3,60,000. How much you are able to recover? How you have recovered 3 lakhs? Sir, per hour 2 rupees, sir. Ours is 1,50,000, sir. Mission hours, how much? 1,50,000, sir. That is why 1,50,000 into 2, 3 lakhs, sir. So we able to recover 3 lakhs and we are unable to recover remaining 60,000. We are unable to recover remaining 60,000. Okay, that is the case. So here under absorption or over absorption? Under absorption or absorption? Under absorption. If we able to recover 4 lakhs, what is the case? Excellent, over absorption. But we spent 3,60,000, but we able to recover only 3 lakhs. That is under absorption. Okay, this is the first case. We will discuss the second case, finishing department. What is the department, ma? Finishing department. Listen carefully. In finishing department, what is the budget? 1,20,000. So what are the direct labor hours? We have to take direct labor hours or machine hours? Direct labor hours. Where is the point has been written in the question? Here the finishing department is more labor intensive and therefore labor hour rate is considered as more appropriate to charge the production overheads. He clearly written. That is why we have to consider what? We have to consider direct labor hours to charge the absorption. Okay, listen carefully. 1,20,000 for 40,000 hours means per hour rate is how much? 3 rupee. 1,20,000 divided by 40,000 gives to us 3 rupee. Clear? Listen carefully. How much is the time? It is 11:11. Okay. Till 11 only our class, right? We'll do one thing. We'll take next class also. Okay, I'll take next class also. By 11:30 we'll wind up the session. Okay. Listen carefully. So 1,20,000 For how many hours? 40,000 hours. That means per hour, how much? What is the rate? 3 rupees is the rate. Listen carefully. What are the actual hours we consumed? 44,100 hours. Per hour, how much we need to charge? 3 rupee. Use calculator and tell me the answer. 1,32,300. So this is our recovered rate. But how much is our actual expenditure? 1,29,400. So being we incurred only 1,29,000. We incurred just 1,29,400, but we charged 1,32,300. It means over absorption or under absorption? Over absorption. The example goes like this. Say for example, you three went to a restaurant and the bill amount is 900. Bill amount is 900. But that cunning fellow told you that the bill amount is 1,200. 1,200 for 3 members is 400. So you paid 400, that guy paid 400. Over absorption. You are recovering too much. What is your actual expenditure? 900. But how much you are recovering? 1,200. That is over absorption. In the given case also, finishing department, per hour how much you need to charge? 3 rupee. How many actual hours? 44,100. 44,100 into 3 rupee gives rise to 1,32,300. 132,300. 1,32,300. What is our actual expenditure? 1,29,400. That means we overly recovered the money. How much is the over recovered money? How much more? 2,900. This is the over absorbed production overheads. Over absorbed production overheads. 2,900. This is the discussion with respect to under absorption, over absorption, cost allocation, cost absorption, cost appropriation. Sorry, cost allocation, cost appropriation. Apportionment. Sorry, apportionment. Tarata cost absorption, and in cost absorption, two cases: under absorption, over absorption. Let's check the answer. So what is the answer? 60,000. So how much you have recovered? 3 lakhs out of 3,60,000. So bracket 60,000. Absorbed overheads is less than actual overheads. That is under absorption. Whereas in the given case, 1,32,000 you have recovered, but the actual expenditure is 1,29,400. 2,900. Absorbed overheads is greater than actual overheads. Thus, over absorption. Clear? So this is the discussion with respect to the chapter over. This is the discussion with respect to this cost allocation, cost apportionment, cost absorption. In cost absorption, under absorption is there, over absorption is there. So in order to summarize our entire discussion, what we have learned today? Cost allocation, cost apportionment. Next, cost absorption. In cost absorption, two cases: under absorption, over absorption. Have you got the clarity with respect to the given topics? Tomorrow, yesterday, what we have learned? What is meant by cost? What is meant by costing? What is meant by cost accounting? Cost is the amount of money or resources we spend to achieve the goal. The goal may be to produce a product. The goal may be to render a service. The goal may be to acquire an asset. Clear? Costing means, costing is nothing but a bunch of techniques to ascertain the product cost or cost of each product. Cost of what, ma? Cost of each product. Cost of each product. That is costing. and cost accounting is a branch of accounting which. So these are the three topics which we learnt yesterday, and these are the three topics which we learned today. Clear? Okay. So tomorrow we'll start cost sheet. We can directly start cost sheet. No. Tomorrow I'll give some more clarity with respect to types of costs. Direct cost, indirect cost, how indirect cost will be treated, different types of costs on different basis. Tomorrow I'll tell, hardly it will take a half an hour time or more than half an hour time. After that discussion only I'll start cost sheet. Actually, these are the things you have already learnt in foundation itself. I don't know whether you have actually learned or not. That is why I'm revising the basics. Do you know the knowledge with respect to this term? You should know. That is why I'm repeating. Why? Because I can start directly cost sheet and problems and all by simply saying that these are the basics you must learn in foundation. We are not going to revise. But if I say if I start like that, ultimately you are going to lose. Not in cost sheet only. These are the foundation topics or the basic concepts which you are going to use in coming sessions, coming chapters. The student must have some sort of basics with respect to costing and all. That is why I'm repeating again. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about types of costs and all. After the discussion, we'll start cost sheet directly. Okay. Nothing to hurry. In a simple and cool and comfortable way, we are going to complete our syllabus. Ultimately, you are going to write the exam in 2026 June. If you wish to write the exam in December 2025 Group 1, it is also okay. In October only, the syllabus will be completed. We have already decided the deadlines also. By the deadline, we can comfortably and calmly complete our syllabus. Nothing to hurry. Okay. Right. That's all about today's session. We'll continue tomorrow.